I'm Natalia. I'm a real estate attorney here in the state of Florida, and I wanted to talk to you about getting possession of your property when you purchase at a foreclosure or a similar related sale. So, things you have to think about if you want to get possession of your property. If there is a person in there, you want to ask them, are you a borrower? Are you the debtor? Are you the debtor's family member? Are you a tenant? Because each of those things will give you different rights. So if they are the borrower, you are entitled to immediate possession. You just file a motion for possession. The judge will enter an order granting you immediate possession because the debtor doesn't have a right to stay there. If it's a tenant, however, if they name themselves as a tenant, then you have to think about what type of case is this? Is this a case where it was a mortgage foreclosure subject to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac regulations? If so, then the Federal Tenancy at Foreclosure Act applies. And what that means is that you have to give a 90-day notice to the tenant where you demand the amount of rent that they have to pay. It's got to be at that market rate or whatever they told you they were paying, so long as it's close to market rate. That gives them 90 days in which they have to pay you in order to stay and continue to have possession. If it's a non-Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac type of foreclosure, so like seller financing foreclosure, or if it's a foreclosure of a homeowners association, there's a tenant in there, then the Florida statutes have created 83.561, which says that they are allowed to stay in 30 days. So you post a 30-day notice, same thing, you demand rent, and you make sure that they are not related to the borrower and actually are paying rent. If it's a tax deed, then it's a little bit different. It doesn't matter if they're a tenant or a debtor or the former owner or anybody. You're entitled to immediate possession. And so the Florida statutes have created a procedure where you file a petition for possession. You're entitled to that 5-day summary procedure. So instead of waiting for them to be served and waiting 20 days, which is the traditional, they only have 5 days to respond. Almost every time you're going to get that writ of possession issued in your favor. A sheriff's levy sale is a little bit different than related levy, sales pursuant to writs of execution, because 83.561 doesn't address those. And of course, that's not subject to any federal law regarding tenancies. And so in those cases, generally what you'd probably be filing is an action for unlawful detainer, saying this person doesn't have any right to be here, they don't have any protection under the Florida statutes that allows them to be here, and I need a writ of possession so I can get a hold of my property. So I hope those factors have assisted you in determining how you're going to have to proceed in order to get possession of the property that you just purchased at an auction. Always make good investment decisions, always ask the right questions, because knowing what kind of person you have in there is really going to make the difference in how you're going to proceed with your action.